Hey, come on in. Welcome to the Morph HQ. First, I want to show you our living room. This is a current setup. We're trying to have it more so like a conversation pit, a discussion style, where Nick, Soam, and I will sit on all separate sides and have our lengthy discussions at 1 a.m. about whether we should have a fire escape in our next apartment or not. Over here is our desk slash main work situation. This is Soam's desk, Nick's desk, my desk over there in the standing position. As you can see, Soam keeps it relatively the cleanest. I keep it mediocre. And Nick, well, let's just say he has to deal with hardware. So there's stuff all over and it bleeds over into my desk. So all the clutter you see on my desk comes from Nick. No heat though. Yeah, let's go over here to the hardware section actually. Let's see what Nick's up to. Here's our shoe rack to keep it tidy. You know, we don't want shoes that are going on everywhere. Coat rack, and then our little Morph memorabilia. Our very first hand, some 3D printed gimmicks that we've got just for conference booths and different situations like that. Storage closet for merch and other remainder miscellaneous hardware pieces. So our 3D printer setup. Nick, if you want to give a little intro slash talk about what's going on here, please do.
Sure. Hi, I'm Nick, the third musketeer, one of the co-founders and chief product officers of Morph. I do all the hardware. So this is my little corner where I build everything that makes us work. Yeah, over here we have our 3D printer where I print all of the electrodes. So all of our devices, our neural reading devices, are made in-house. So this one I'm holding is one of our electrodes made of a proprietary conductive polymer. Later I'm going to coat them with some silver paint just to make sure that they're even cleaner. It's kind of a mess, but I have a habit of working and leaving things and then not cleaning up after I'm done with it. I feel like if you're a good engineer, then if your desk is very, very clean, you're probably LARPing. You have to be a little messy to get into the science of it. If you come over here, you see what I'm doing, kind of a little closer. So here are some of our old bioamps, version 2. Just preparing a new set of electrodes for our data collection that we're going to be running in our new space, because our models are hungry and we need to collect good neural data. So all these electrodes need my personal touch and care just to get them right.
This is our 19 degree of freedom robotic hand that is entirely built in-house from the ground up. And the goal is, I mean, at least this one, we used it for conference demos to show how amputees can actually control the hand with it. But obviously the applications in this day and age are a lot more in robotics and that sort of stuff. So while we've taken a pause on building out our hand, we're looking at different avenues and types of ways to commercialize this very unique, very valuable piece of technology. Here's little gimmicks that we make with our 3D printer. We give these out at conferences, we give them out to friends, and it's essentially just a fidget cube. I mean, it shows the dexterity of one's hand, sure, but other thing low-key is we want to start a product line, if you will, of just selling these gimmicks on their own, kind of like a Morph artifacts is what we want to call them. And it'll just be little things like this, little maybe merch as well, maybe a few other things that are just very aesthetically pleasing and not that functional, but very cool. And that's kind of like what that looks like. Let's go over here to the kitchen. So first, actually, this is our Roomba. What did we name it, Nick?
MorphBot.
Yeah, MorphBot. You can point it down. This thing's a bad boy that cleans it, so it cleans around the house so that we don't have to. Sometimes we abuse it by kicking it, or it gets caught up in wires and shit, so it's sometimes annoying. Hasn't been in use in a few days, dead in the middle of the floor, but that's sometimes, I guess, how it goes.
Is this how you treat all of your delicate technology?
No, not at all. Exactly. I mean, anything that wasn't built by Morph, we have to tear it down so that we can learn its flaws, you know?
Purely
This,
for research.
yes, exactly. Who's this guy? I have no idea. Is it UPS? No, it's just some tweaker, low-key. But anyways, this desk. Nick was originally, as we came up with different ideas for the next version of our prototype, he was a sewer. So we had a sewing machine and we would try to stitch up our headsets and assemble it in-house. Unfortunately, the learning curve was quite steep, and so we've outsourced it a little bit to a few well-experienced tailors in downtown Manhattan. For example, is this the old look? Here, give it a toss. So it's actually not bad, I'm not gonna lie. But here's like the stitching work that Nick got up to. Not horrible, but there's some quirks to it that disqualify it from our actual in-use criteria. Here's our wax melter for some good scents. You always need good scents for good vibes, you know. Here's our boiler room. Actually, the reason I'm showing this is because it caused us a ton of complications while we've been living here. For reference, in the brick cold of New York winter, we had no hot water or heat for about 2 months, maybe 2.5. And low-key our landlord's fault. Low-key our landlord's fault. And low-key we made him compensate us on rent for it. So it's okay, all chill. But during it was not the prettiest thing to be a victim of. And so now that it's summer, we have our AC unit up, but hopefully none of these issues happen again. That's why we're excited to move downtown in our next apartment with none of these issues hanging over our head. Yeah. Welcome to our kitchen. Let me toss this little garbage away just to show I'm responsible. Yeah, here's some coffee we stole from the Techstars office, which is lit and an end of an era. In-unit washer and dryer, you need that as founders. Time is everything, you know. Also, it's just a luxury period. Here's our, I guess, pantry, if you will, as well as water purifier. It's usually stocked with snacks, and we take a twice a month trip to Costco, about a $500 bill each time. But since we've been traveling, since there's been a lot of things up in the air most recently, not up in the air, but more, let's say, multi-dimensional. We haven't been going to the grocery stores and been mainly eating out. But when we do cook, there's a lot of things we do cook. So for context, Soham's vegetarian. Nick and I eat meat, but Nick eats a lot of meat and I eat only very certain types of meat. And so I'm like in the middle. So I eat a lot of Beyond Burger sometimes. I eat like chicken paneer. Sometimes Nick and I cook the same protein together and then different bases, or sometimes Nick cooks his own protein and we each kind of do whatever. And then it was kind of in the moment type situation, but it was so nice having all our food in one place and cooking. It's healthier also. This thing has been awesome. What is it called? A Ninja fucking multi-convection oven. Can make a pizza, can cook whatever you want, can bake whatever you want, can toast whatever you want, can air fry whatever you want. It's a multi-tool. That's how we like it around here. Yeah, I mean, the kitchen. What? Ah, yes. It's important as a... Huh? In it? Oh, to avoid it. Yes. As a founder, it's super important to have a very purified, filtered water source consistently too. And so we decided to take upon ourselves to get our own water purifier and water dispenser, because it is important to not consume microplastics or whatever else slips into the city's water pipeline that no one really can measure on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure they do, but I still don't trust it. And Yeah, sometimes this shit still tastes like plastic though, which is how it goes, I guess. Yeah, we just replaced the filter like what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it still tastes like plastic. So I don't even know what's up with that. So I've been buying water bottles more recently. So it goes contradictory to what I've been saying, but it's still important to have a water purifier. Yeah, that's it for the kitchen. And then, yeah, bathroom. Bathroom is actually a very important one. Let's go back to the main shindig, the main reason why this apartment is a big selling point. Because of this big ass living room with this chandelier. This chandelier is from the previous tenant, who used to be the store manager of Kith Manhattan, which means essentially he had a lot of dinners hosted here with a bunch of models and other store execs like that. And so he needed to low-key be performative. And so now we get to be performative with the chandelier, which is good. Once you move to New York, you fall into the performative trap, which I am a victim of, and I think Nick is becoming a victim of. So, yeah, don't get me started on the machos, bro. Yeah, we've had friends, fellow founder friends, fellow whatever friends come and crash here as well. I think this living room is like super nice and enough space for whoever to come sleep, guest or not. Yeah, we have a projector up here instead of a TV for the living room. Show the white wall. We have our big projector. It is not working right now, unfortunately, but it's awesome. Sometimes we have movie nights where we all just sit on the couch and have like a nice big 10-foot, maybe sometimes 15-foot display and just get to watch the movie connected to our JBL speaker, so we don't have to deal with this shit audio. It's the move. Definitely gonna miss this place.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about like emotions that are coming up as you guys transition to, a new office space? All this stuff goes out, and this is now a living space only until September. Is that right?
Yeah, it's gonna feel extra empty. It's just gonna feel like just couches and a place to exist rather than proper everything and all in one. I think it's also another way to categorize it is an end of an era, because I mean we've had different phases. Obviously there was the complete remote chapter while we were still in school. Then there was the Houston chapter, which was fun and great while it lasted, but Houston ain't the shit. And then now New York City, which is the shit, but this apartment was actually our second step in New York. Our first apartment in New York in Murray Hill was absolutely a shitwater rat's nest. It was horrible. It was like probably the size of half of this living room for 3 of us, and the bathroom and the living room. So we made it out of that at least. But next place was here, East Harlem. Obviously, big bang for the buck. I don't know how much longer we'll live together as roommates. Probably another 1, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, maybe. We'll see. But this is probably one of the, if this next apartment lease is 2 years, could be our last, which is also going to be another end of an era. But I think that's just the way it goes. Everything's an end of an era, start of an era, whatever. But you live through it and you enjoy it while it lasts.
So as you see, part of the reason we kind of made the couch like kind of like a conversation pit. So I was personally a big fan of getting like a TV and putting it up, but Soham was not a fan of that. He was like, oh, people are coming over for the social aspect of it, not just to sit and watch a screen together. So something that we do in the company that's like, I think has been defining our culture since like the very inception, is like a pastime is we just do philosophical debates. So like I'll see something stupid on Twitter and then I'll say something and then me and Sam will go back at it and Pranai will input, and then we do that like over the course of a week, and we have like usually a different debate each time.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part or listening to our story up to this point, seeing how we've gotten started, where we are now, how we're living, how we're doing what we say we're doing, and all the things that are yet to come. Stay tuned because there's so much more. This is just the beginning, and each story compounds on itself. So we'll let the story unfold itself.